Ethiopia.
Yeah, but just how do you just wake up, go to a whole different country
Yeah.
with nobody, just alone? I see you blending in with people, taking pictures.
Basically, I look
yeah.
Ethiopian, so everybody thought I was local. They're speaking to me in Amharic, and the shock on their faces when I couldn't speak Amharic was like, okay, are you diaspora? And I'm like, no. And then my father's Somali, and so obviously I was like, it's just across the border.
Your father is Somali and your mom is?
Egyptian Somali.
Egyptian Somali.
But,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so...
Where did they meet?
In Egypt.
They have that backstory?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll save that for another podcast.
Make it another podcast.
yeah.
They divorced as well, so maybe not.
Oh, okay. No, there's always a story to
There's
that.
always a story, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we're talking about how do you just...
Get up and decide you're going to go to another country.
And just blend in with these people. I mean, because that's Ethiopia, but I've seen you in many other countries. Were you in Cuba?
A long time ago. No,
Cuba?
Cuba was like 8 years ago. It's changed now.
It's changed a lot?
Yeah, I have some people close to me who want to go, and I'm like, shall I go with them or not? But I know it's different.
If it's been 8 years, I mean, it's a whole new experience, I'm sure, if you go there again.
Yeah. But anyways...
how many countries have you been to, like, in total?
I hate that question.
No, I have to know.
I think 37 now.
37 countries?
36 or 37, something like that, yeah.
36 countries.
Yeah.
36, 37, it's all the same, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you wake up and just pick a country and just decide to go to that country? And even just the discipline maybe you require to put money aside for your trips and everything. Because if somebody maybe sees or hears you say that, I've been to 37 countries, they're like, what?
Okay, let me break it down. So first of all, you know, like, it's not.
Do you have
like
a rich boyfriend who's paying for your trips and stuff?
No, I do everything myself. I do not have, anybody. Nobody funds me, but if anybody wants to fund me,
please, by all means.
Not a rich boyfriend, but if anybody, like an organization, I am open to collaboration. No, I'm only joking. It's not like I've done these countries over the last 3 years or something. Like, so I get maybe 6 weeks. So what I do is every time I have those 6 weeks, I try and go somewhere. Yeah. At least 2 of them might be somewhere new, and 1 of them will be often somewhere that I enjoy, like Kenya. I come back to Kenya.
Yeah,
so I used to be
Kenya.
I love Kenya, but I used to be somewhere new for I would say the last 7-8 years, maybe even 9 years. I've been traveling a lot more. Before that, I was traveling with family and friends. But
did they inspire that? Did they inspire you to just taking trips or?
No, not really. My mum was an avid traveller. Her health isn't great at the moment, so she can't travel as much. But we used to travel together a lot. Oh, she loves travelling. But, it's like...
And shout outs to your mum, because she instilled that, whole movement thing from one place to another.
Yeah, she loves it as well. And, so we used to enjoy travelling together. Yeah. But so you can imagine if it's 3, I try if I've got the funds to travel 3 times a year. I have to travel once for work, so that's another trip. So that's usually for work. And it's usually in Europe. Yeah, and that's Europe for me is a bit it's a bit boring.
Yeah, because it's just like here in Tanzania. It's not somewhere you'll experience something completely different.
I prefer to go I have a connection with being in Africa, Latin America, Asia to a degree. Depends.
How important is that?
I just feel more comfortable when I'm in Africa. I feel more connected. I know my roots are from here, but even so, I haven't been brought up here. But the weather's good. The people in general, I just connect with a bit more. Yeah. I'm not a resort and whatever kind of person. Usually, when I'm out somewhere, I like to do things and see local people and eat in local places.
But how are you comfortable doing that? You're not afraid of getting robbed?
I know.
Conned.
Okay, I tell you, the only time I started to get a little bit worried, the first time people started to get in my head, because I went to Mexico City, I've been to Rio, I've been to some of these, Jamaica, and people were like, "You're going there?" And I was like, "Yeah, fine, it's fine." I spoke a bit of Spanish. I don't think about it as the negative, as people think about it as, "Oh my God," like the way you said, how do you get up and think by yourself as a woman? I think about it as, this is just another country. Yeah. I'm excited to go to another country. Yeah. There are people who live there. So when I went to, the same year I went to Mexico, I think I went to Mexico and Brazil in the same year, or alternate years. Yeah. People were like, "You're going to the 2 of the highest homicide capitals in the world." And I was like, you wouldn't be saying that if I was going to Chicago. Which is the homicide capital of the US.
Oh, yeah.
I love Chicago, by the way. It's a cool place, but I'm just talking facts, yeah?
It's true.
But nobody says anything about like people carrying guns in the US. Well, they do. We see the result of it, but nobody's like, don't go there because they carry guns. Don't go.
Right to bear arms, of course. It just comes with a lot.
I mean, they can do that. I completely disagree, but that's what they want to do. They can do that. But you know what I mean? Like, these other countries have fascinating culture, good history, good weather, good food, good art, good culture. What's going to stop me from going there? Like, there's so much going for those places. If you think the positive outweighs the negative, it's not like regular people walk down the street and get shot down every day.
Yeah.
People live their lives. They go to markets. They go to school.
People do normal things there as well.
They do normal things.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm obviously careful because I know if I'm going alone as a woman, I have to take precautions. I'm not going to be walking into any favela anytime soon, even though you can do favela tours, but that's a slightly not I don't know. It's not cool for me. You just go to regular places. You're careful. I'm more careful in the evening, obviously.
Yeah.
So in the evening, if I'm going out in the evening, I'll take, cabs and things like that.
Yeah.
During the day, if it's safe, I'll take regular public transport because I'm also trying to save the coins.
Yeah.
And I travel budget. I'm not out here balling on spending all these. I'm not staying in like high-end places. I go use Airbnb, even though I don't know if I should be promoting them, but I use them a lot.
You can plug them if you want. If you had good experiences.
Are they paying me?
No,
I'm just joking with you.
They might see this video and be like,
yeah.
Okay, she's been traveling. She's been to 36 countries.
Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, you never know.
So I try and use places which are economical but also safe at the same time.
Yeah.
If I have to pay a bit more to be safe in an area or in a country that's maybe not safe, then obviously I do it because your safety comes first.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's not I think isn't it like a logical thing? Like with your family, you think about safety. With yourself, you think about safety. I'm not a 16-year-old who's going to be like running around doing ridiculous things. Like, you look after yourself. But at the same time, you can still walk down the street. Like in Jamaica, I walk down downtown Jamaica, which is like, apparently people are like, it's a bit dangerous. Maybe at night.
You just walked through and...
Regular people. I went to markets. I talked to people.
I see you doing that in pictures, and then I'm like, okay. Now, first of all, I I wouldn't be able to do it.
I think you would.
I know I can, but I just have to shake it off my head that, like you've said, the positives outweigh the negatives, right?
But honestly, let's if we come down to it, who taught you that these places are dangerous?
I've just seen on YouTube people getting robbed, especially Brazil.
Okay. But why don't we say that about the US?
Well,
you don't know.
Chicago for sure.
Somebody
I know.
could lift their shirt and be carrying a gun legally in that country.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know who's going what.
School shootings and everything.
The school shootings, the stuff that goes on there all the time. Like every day, somebody gets gunned down. Why is that? So we have to really think about media portrayal. And I don't want to take it too deep. But I'm just telling you.
But it makes sense when you're saying that. It makes sense because I think what's been put out there is what you keep feeding yourself.
Yeah.
And then that makes you even afraid to go and experience something that is actually completely different. Because I'm sure even there are some people who like when you just say like, I'm sure like after like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had like a terror attack.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like they issued like, what do you call them? Travel.
Warnings.
You shouldn't go to Kenya and stuff. But like if that gets in your head, you definitely won't come here.
Okay, let me tell you something.
And they even said like, don't hang out in malls. Okay. Look at us at a terrace shooting a podcast. Imagine.
Okay, there are a couple of things I want to say, right?
Yeah.
I was coming to Kenya anyway, and then I hadn't booked anything, and I said, I'm definitely coming to Kenya after this because, I live in Europe.
Yeah.
And in Europe, over the last 3 or 4 years, London and Paris have been hit, unfortunately, multiple times.
Yeah.
So multiple times these cities have been hit.
Yeah.
Okay, some of them not very far from where I live, like half an hour away. The day we had even the 7/7 bombings, like 10 years ago now, 12 years ago, whatever it was, I was at work and I was near one of the stations where it happened, and I had to make sure my students were accounted for and everything, so I've experienced these things.
Yeah.
I know people who were involved in the 9/11, working in those buildings. And so but the point is, London and Paris, the last few years,
They've
hit.
been,
More. I think Paris was like 4 times in 1 year. There were 4 things going on.
It was insane. Like
the UK, we had the Manchester, we had London Bridge, we had all these things that are going on.
Yeah.
Is anyone telling people do not go, travel warning, news flash, don't go to London, news flash, don't go to Paris?
In fact, after that incident, I mean, you just see a whole different, like those images are never shown again.
Okay, we're going to do our Facebook, pray for Paris, pray for London. Okay, pray for London. First of all, we should pray for all the countries if we're going to go down that route, but that's the thing. Yeah. And then people were like supporting and wanting to come as a, and this is the way I feel about Kenya. I said, okay, I'm definitely coming back. Because I know how economically these things affect Kenya.
They don't keep issuing like the same do not travel to Paris.
No, quite the contrary. People go there to support, and I was like, I'm coming to Kenya to support.
Yeah.
Because I know the way that it can impact this country economically.
Which it already has. I mean, of course, even though we wouldn't know the statistics, but definitely if the alerts have been sent out, it means definitely the tourism might be affected. Just for this year, might take a hit a bit.
I remember when I was in Diani a couple of years ago in Mombasa, and people on the beach were telling me there's no work because it was like 6 years since the last incident or something, 5 years, and people were still being affected. So I know how these things can affect the country long term. So, I mean, I live in a city that's been affected by these kind of attacks, and people still come there, so I'm still going to come here.
Yeah.